Hello guys and welcome back. This is of course Mr. Siege. Now, I'm on my puny little restart account today, and obviously I want to show you how the kingdom's going and a few other bits, obviously what plans I have in the future for this account. Um because obviously you don't get siege units, you get siege units in KVK1. You don't get siege commanders in KVK1, and you have to wait until obviously KVK2. So, what are my plans for KVK1, which, I've obviously been questioned about before. Now I have got good reason for restarting and obviously checking out KVK2, but I'll get onto that in a bit. Obviously, I've no way given up on my main account. Yeah, I'm still going on main account. Obviously, this is sort of between KVKs. I'm going to be full on this a little bit more. Obviously, I'll be doing stuff on my main account, like obviously usual forts, and gathering. Of course, you need plenty of resources for training T5 and running T5 in the field, especially when those siege marches get swarmed every time. But yeah, this video is mainly just showing you my restock, a kingdom as well. Lots changed over the last couple of weeks. We've had loads of migrants, and I want to show you where we stand in terms of KVK1, which obviously is massively important, and I'm really confident we're going to win it actually. So let's get on with it. Obviously, as you can see, I'm still really low power, and I'm nowhere near high in the rankings. We'll look at individual power. So we'll get onto that as well. We've got some really high power players. As you can see, 52 million power, which is crazy. T5 players, couple of those. Now, to be honest with you, there's a couple of guys right here that probably won't stay, and we don't really want them to stay. They were troublemakers, and we're sort of well on top of this now in the kingdom. Again, we've had loads of new migrants. Miss Navy there, Faisal, Kamikaze, Pure Evil. Some big whales into the kingdom, and that means we're going to be doing a lot more than what we were going to be doing in KVK1. And obviously, we're still looking for more migrants. Obviously, if you're interested, hit me up, or hit Bread up, which is in top alliance. As you can see, alliance power. The Bloods, 1.2 billion power. We're almost at 1 billion power now. And I know we've got more migrants on the way, and we haven't got the star yet. And when I say we haven't got the star yet, is if we zoom out, you'll be able to see the local kingdoms which will be taking part in our KVK1. And as you can see, 38, 40, 39, 38, and 37. So 37 have got this thing called the Star, which is it's a rising kingdom. So until the start of Season 2, governors with more than 10 million power cannot immigrate to the top 25% of powerful kingdoms in the region, which is obviously this kingdom here. And obviously it explains there that, calculating the kingdom power contribution and stuff like that, which you can read it for yourselves, guys. So having the star actually is a little bit of a problem for these kingdoms. It means they can't get any whales in. But it also means they are probably the best kingdom in the region in terms of power. Now, obviously, power doesn't mean everything in Rise of the Kingdoms. Leadership, preparation, organization, and actual willpower to fight in the kingdom makes a massive difference. Now 3840, obviously my kingdom, I have a lot of experienced players, including myself. Obviously I've got a lot of experience in Rise of the Kingdom, playing about four maybe 5 years now, a long time. And I've experienced many battles, not just with Siege either. I never used to use Siege. Siege is quite a recent unit type which I've sort of enjoyed playing with. And obviously in KVK1, that isn't what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using, obviously, different commanders. I'm probably using my cavalry and an infantry march too. So probably Sun Tzu and someone else. I've not really decided who's going to be paired with Sun Tzu just yet. Obviously, I'll have more gold keys to open and stuff like that. My primary march will be my cavalry march, my Sao Sao and Minamoto. Now, this is kind of just a temporary march to get me through KVK1. And as you can see, not too bad. And if I save up enough resources and I fight properly, which obviously what fighting's like, in and out, that sort of ball mentality fighting, and I organise the field. Obviously other people will be organising the field too, whether it'll be me exactly, I don't really know. Obviously I'm part of the leadership in my alliance, but if other people step in, that's fine as well. I won't step on other people's feet either. But yeah, as a whole, the kingdom is looking really strong now. As you can see from the rankings, the alliance power. I know we're not too far behind 37. I wouldn't say we're a huge way behind. I think their top alliance is like 1.4, 1.5 billion now, which is kind of nothing really. The Bloods have got some big players, great leadership, as you've seen in previous videos, and they'll get more room for members as well over time. So they'll be bigger and better, and the same for us, Blood of Iset. We are coming on really, really strong now. We've still got some spaces left there. We're basically a billion power, or almost. So yeah, we're looking really promising for KVK1. Now, as I said, I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I'm hoping we're going to be against 38-38, which, I did start in 38, and obviously, as I was learning what their leadership was going to be like, I knew it was time that, I had to leave to get to a different kingdom because their leadership seemed very poor. They didn't even answer me, didn't even talk in the kingdom. And then we had a load more migrants migrate, obviously, into 38. And I didn't get on very well with them. They were pushy. And, then I went a bit rogue, killed some of the farmers, as you saw in a previous video. And, that was a bit fun. And obviously, then I migrated because that was the plan after I realised their leadership seemed pretty terrible. And as far as I'm aware, the other kingdoms in our region, 37, 39, also aren't big fans of 38 as far as I'm aware. But who we will ally with in KVK1, I'm not sure yet. 37 might be kind of too much of an easy KVK if they decided to ally with us. And, maybe 39 would want to ally with us. I don't know yet. Obviously, I guess we'll look towards a bit closer towards KVK to what power is going to be like. Fog will be gone soon, thank goodness for that. Yeah, we've had a few issues in the kingdom, not going to lie, as you've seen on previous videos, and we've taken care of that now. Like, we're in a really good point where we've got rid of, a lot of big troublemakers. Some are still here, but they're bound to zone ones and stuff like that. So yeah, hugely in the large part, we're sort of pretty much settled and sorted, and now we can actually prioritize KVK1. Got rid of those people that were going to be basically dead weight, not knowing what they were doing, troublemakers. Always wanted to start fights for no reason. So yeah, we're looking really strong now. Obviously, if you are in a kingdom local to mine, 37, 38, or 39, then obviously I'd love to hear from you in my comment section. So obviously leave a comment, see what you think about KVK1, where you stand. Obviously you've seen our alliance powers and stuff like that, and our individual players, and I know a lot of other players are looking to whale up, but we're sort of holding off that. We want more migrants, we want more whales, along with others, but obviously we need to get whales in first so we don't get the star straight away, and if we do get the star, then we can still accept some lower than 10 million power players coming in as well. So yeah, we're looking to take on more migrants. If you're interested, hit us up. And that is how it's going. So obviously, can't use Siege in KVK1, but the plan in KVK2 is obviously to invest in the new Siege commanders. I can't even see them on this screen so far, but we have had Mary and Archimedes, which are the new legendary KVK2 commanders. And obviously there's Narcissus and Catherine, which are the epic commanders. So I guess I'm going to be saving gold heads now. I'm not VIP 10 yet, which is annoying, but I'm not putting a ton of money into this account. It's a restart account. It's not what I want to do. And I don't get a huge amount of time to play on this. I've actually been on holiday last week as well, which is why I've not released any videos. But yeah, we just have to see. Hopefully I can do something in KVK2. I'd love to max the new legendary KVK2 Siege commanders, but again, it just depends whether I'm going to have enough gold heads or not. I will be completely saving gold heads from now on. I'm not putting them into any of the commanders, and we can just take a look at how many I've got. I don't think I've got many at all. 22 only at the moment. I'm going to need 1,400 or so to max 2 legendary commanders, so that's a lot of saving to do, especially when I'm not VIP 10 or 11 or 12 yet. 12's a place I'd want to be, but it's not really going to happen. So we'll have to see. I'll do my best, and hopefully in KVK2 then I can test some engineering commanders with a kind of low power account and see how well they actually do as almost a free to play, I'd say, to be honest with you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, leave me some comments in the comment section if you are in our realm, our region, you know, those other kingdoms I mentioned earlier. I'd love to hear from you. And obviously, if you are interested, you know, we had tons of new migrants, really great people who have integrated really well into the kingdom. You know, mostly, you know, it's not perfect, and it's never going to be perfect when you're having a bunch of new people into a kingdom, but it's almost perfect, to be honest with you. Everyone has been great. I'd say bar one or two people really, and I'm sure they will come round eventually to realise that we are, as a whole, you know, one big community here now. You know, we've like I said, we've got rid of the people that were causing problems, and now alliance-wise, we're all allies. You know, as far as I'm concerned, blood of Isets and the Bloods. Yeah, Isets and Bloods were basically separate, but you know, we've come together. We were always friends, but we've come together as a family, and everyone is together in this kingdom now. As like I say, as far as I'm aware, and that is looking very promising for KVK1. So guys, that's it for now. I will see you on the next one. This is me, Mr. Siege, and bye bye.